Hey everyone, welcome back. I've heard from a lot of you recently that character AI, it's just not what it used to be. It's kind of lost its spark. So we are doing a deep dive today and taking a closer look at why that might be.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be looking at an article from Medium. It's called Why Character AI Feels Broken and What You Can Do About It. And it's by Crown Media.
Okay.
And it was published in November 2024, so pretty recent.
Yeah, very timely.
So in this deep dive, we're going to try to figure out what's going on with character AI, why it feels like it's sort of going downhill, and we'll look at what the article says about what we can do about it. And then in part two, we're going to look at some alternatives to character AI because it seems like people are starting to look elsewhere. So what are your first impressions of this article?
Yeah, well, it seems like it really captures the frustration, that we're seeing online and, that you and I have even been talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. Like people are not happy.
Right.
I
Yeah.
feel like it's all over Reddit and all over other social media platforms. People are like, character AI is dead. Like, what happened?
Right. And it used to have so much promise. It was like,
Yeah.
just this magical tool where you could have these like really engaging
Yeah,
conversations.
it was so fun.
And now it just feels a little less so.
Yeah, and the article talks about how one of the problems might be that the AI models are just being stretched too thin.
Okay. Yeah, like overuse.
Yeah, they're saying that because there are so many users now that maybe the AI just can't keep up with the demand. Like it's trying to have a million conversations at once.
Yeah, like a brain that's being pulled in a million different directions.
Exactly. So that's one theory. And then another big thing that the article talks about is censorship. I feel like this is something that, everybody's been complaining about.
Absolutely. Like, where's the line between keeping things safe and,
Yeah.
allowing creativity to flourish?
Yeah, because it feels like sometimes the AI is being so censored
Yeah.
that it can't even have a normal conversation.
Yeah. Right. Like, it's always getting flagged for things.
Yeah, and you end up with these really like generic and boring responses because the AI is so afraid of saying the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Like it's walking on eggshells.
It's like it's lost its personality.
Totally. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like all the bots are starting to sound the same.
Hmm.
And then another problem that the article points out is the limited character customization. So it seems like a lot of users are feeling frustrated because they can't really create the kind of unique and complex characters that they want.
Right. It's like they're being forced to use these pre-made templates.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, everybody wants to create their own special snowflake character, and the current system just doesn't really allow for that.
It's limiting.
Yeah. So those are some of the main problems that the article highlights. But before we completely give up on character AI,
Yeah.
the article actually does offer some tips for trying to salvage the experience.
Okay. I'm curious.
Yeah, so let's dive into those.
Hmm.
One of the things they suggest is pinning important details. So because one of the biggest complaints is that the bots forget things.
Oh, yeah. The whole memory issue.
Yeah, like they have the memory of a goldfish.
Hmm.
So they're saying that if you pin important details, it's like leaving little digital sticky notes for the bot.
So that it can refer back to them.
Exactly. And then another tip is to simplify your requests. So instead of like overwhelming the AI with a ton of information all at once, try breaking it down into smaller chunks.
Like bite-sized pieces.
Yeah, exactly. And then they also recommend hitting the refresh button on the bot if things start to go haywire. Like if it's giving you crazy responses or it seems like it's completely lost the plot.
Right? Like a reset button.
Yeah, basically. And then another tip that they give is to provide feedback to the developers because apparently they do actually listen to user feedback and they use it to try to improve the platform.
Well, it's good to know.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're actually part of the process.
Yeah.
And then the last tip they give is to get creative with workarounds. So if the bot can't remember something, maybe keep a separate document to track it yourself.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or if the built-in character customization feels too limited, try to find ways to influence your bot's personality through your prompts and responses.
So like you're kind of hacking the system a little bit.
Exactly, yeah. You're like a chatbot whisperer.
Yeah.
Um, so before we move on to the alternative,
Okay.
I do want to mention that we have pinned a link to our top pick for the best character AI alternative in the comments below.
Uh-huh.
So if you are ready to jump ship,
Yeah.
go check that out.
Yeah.
But we'll also be talking about a bunch of different alternatives in the next part of this deep dive, so stay tuned for that.